The evolution of Bitcoin mining, a historical overview. The functionality of Bitcoin rests upon the vast peer-to-peer network comprising two categories of nodes, mining nodes and user nodes. This network forms the bedrock of a global payment system that annually facilitates trillions of dollars in transactions, operating autonomously without the need for central control. Upon Bitcoin's emergence in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto's design entailed minimal distinction between operating a Bitcoin node and mining Bitcoins. Thus, the roles of node operators and miners were initially synonymous. This was a time when individuals running nodes on their computers could concurrently mine Bitcoins on the same processors, shaping a rather do-it-yourself landscape for Bitcoin mining. However, this ecosystem evolved over the years, paralleling the surge in Bitcoin's value and the allure of mining incentives. A noteworthy contrast between Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies lies in the absence of pre-mined coins, those generated before a project's official launch. Indeed, Satoshi's foresight led to the absence of any advantage for himself, as he released the network prior to mining any Bitcoins, ensuring equal participation opportunities. The network's inauguration on January 3, 2009, saw Satoshi mine the first block, renowned as the Genesis block or Block 0, yielding 50 Bitcoins. At that time, with Satoshi being the sole miner, basic personal computers sufficed to create blocks. Evolution of hardware, from CPUs to ASICs. The hardware underpinning the Bitcoin network underwent rapid technological advancement within a mere decade. The efficacy of mining equipment, responsible for generating new Bitcoins and appending transactions to the blockchain, significantly impacts the network's viability and profitability for miners. In the initial stages, both node operators and miners relied on similar hardware, central processing units, CPUs. The Genesis block was likely mined using a computer's CPU. CPUs execute computer instructions and commands, and due to minimal competition during Bitcoin's inception, the computational requirements for block creation and mining rewards were easily met by CPUs. With Bitcoin's escalating value in 2011, surging to $1 and subsequently $30 per coin, the race to mine intensified. This led to the adoption of graphics processing unit, GPU, mining, originally designed for gaming. GPUs excel at performing multiple mathematical calculations simultaneously, outpacing CPUs in speed and efficiency. From GPUs to ASICs, a paradigm shift. By 2012, Field Programmable Gate Arrays, FPGAs, bridged the gap between programmable processors and dedicated application-specific integrated circuits, ASICs. ASICs entered the scene in 2013 and have since dominated Bitcoin mining. ASICs are tailor-made for specific applications, with Bitcoin utilizing these chips solely for SHA-256 hashing. In terms of speed, ASICs dwarf GPUs by orders of magnitude. Today, ASIC mining remains the sole economically viable approach to Bitcoin mining. The mining process unveiled. The mining process involves the following continuous steps: compiling and grouping broadcast transactions into a block within the peer-to-peer network, selecting the most recent block on the longest blockchain path and embedding its header hash in the new block, attempting to solve the proof of work (POW) challenge for the new block, while monitoring incoming blocks from other nodes. If a solution to the POW challenge is found, the new block is added to the local blockchain and shared across the network. This iterative process forms the backbone of Bitcoin mining, illustrating its intricate role in sustaining the network's operation and integrity. The block reward: how the money is made. Solving the POW problem requires a lot of computing power that costs a lot of money. To encourage participants to invest their resources in mining, Bitcoin provides two rewards for each successfully mined block: a block reward, subsidy, and transaction fees. Based on Bitcoin's algorithm, the block reward halves every 210,000 blocks, approximately every 4 years, and is presently fixed at 6.25 Bitcoin per block. Reward halvings ensure that the production of Bitcoin is steady over the intermediate term but exhausts itself entirely over the long term, guaranteeing that the amount of Bitcoin supply is ultimately capped. For this reason, Bitcoin is often considered to be the world's hardest asset. Even the gold supply has grown at 1%, 2% per annum since 1900, and there's no assurance that its growth rate might increase or decrease. Unlike Bitcoin's immutable programmatic supply, which will one day end, however, none of us watching this in 2023 will be around to see that end come to pass. Eventually, the reward will drop entirely when the limit of 21 million Bitcoins is reached by the year 2140. After that, block mining will be rewarded solely by transaction fees paid by Bitcoin users as an incentive for miners to include their transactions in blocks. Is Bitcoin mining legal? In some cases, cryptocurrency is considered a threat to the government and its local currency control. These countries include Algeria, Nepal, Russia, Bolivia, Egypt, Morocco, Ecuador, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, Dominican Republic, North Macedonia, Qatar, and Vietnam. Bitcoin mining is legal in most jurisdictions across the world. However, some countries have banned mining Bitcoin due to its high intensive electricity consumption. Is Bitcoin mining taxable? In the United States, Bitcoin mining is considered a regular business and is, therefore, taxed as ordinary income. As a general rule, capital gains must also be paid if the mined Bitcoin is sold over time with an increased value. Is Bitcoin mining profitable? Once upon a time, before the merge, mining Bitcoin was very profitable. As a cryptocurrency miner myself, I know this to be very factual. Miners now don't make as much. Bitcoin mining was generally profitable, although its rewards largely depend on a series of factors, such as electricity costs, the price of ASIC mining devices, and cooling expenses. How much do Bitcoin miners make? In dollar terms, miners gain the amount of Bitcoin multiplied by the current price depending on the block reward. As an example, we'll use an average price of $20,000 and the current block reward of 6.25 Bitcoin. A solo miner would make $125,000 per block. More on solo mining in part 3. Please don't let those numbers fool you. It is very difficult to solo mine a block without a lot of equipment. How hard is Bitcoin mining? It is increasingly hard to mine Bitcoin, considering that upon its launch, Bitcoin's mining difficulty was 1, while the current difficulty level is around 30 trillion. This figure means that ASIC's mining hardware needs to perform on average over 30 trillion hashes before finding a valid block to remain competitive. How long does it take to mine 1 Bitcoin? It takes on average 10 minutes to mine 1 Bitcoin. However, currently, as that Bitcoin is mined, so will another 5.25 BTC. This is because Bitcoin is mined as a new block and is successfully added to the blockchain, which currently generates 6.25 BTC and takes on average 10 minutes. This doesn't mean that you as a BTC miner is going to be mining 1 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, but that globally 1 Bitcoin is mined every 10 minutes. For a personal mining operation like mine with just a 4 gigahash farm, it may only be possible to mine close to 1 single Bitcoin by block number 1,050,000 in 2028, when the block reward is expected to be about 1.56 BTC. Still, it will take on average 10 minutes to mine that block. Common Bitcoin mining misconceptions. Number 1. Bitcoin uses dirty energy. If truth be told, Bitcoin mining offers a new market to the electricity industry that challenges the long-standing notion of energy generation from grid restrictions. This new opportunity reveals and incentivizes global renewables' potential to achieve significant carbon-free power production. As things come together, we are starting to see Bitcoin mining become key to an abundant, clean energy future. Solar and wind energy generation capacity is key to my reasoning, because the Bitcoin network can act as a unique energy buyer of such renewables, facilitating a global transition to cleaner energy production and storage. Coal is still the most used electricity generation source in 18 U.S. states. In 2021, coal was the largest source of electricity generation for 15 states. Solar and wind energy costs are now even cheaper than fossil fuels. Indeed, they are currently 3 to 4 cents kilowatt-hours, abbreviated as kWh, and 2 to 5 cents kWh, respectively, in contrast with fossil fuels such as coal or natural gas, whose costs are 5 to 7 cents kWh. However, solar and wind energy intermittency is a significant drawback compared to natural gas or nuclear power. With the sun shining only during the day and the wind blowing unpredictably, their energy production can be either abundant or negligible. Bitcoin mining is a viable technological solution, providing increased transmission and energy storage capacity to overcome intermittency. The pathway to carbon-free energy generation has already been molded, with new mining facilities settling down where natural resources are widely available. West Texas, for instance, provides an excess of wind and solar energy that has already prompted Bitcoin miners to flock to that region to exploit the enormous opportunity. Now that I've taken you through the what, where, and why, next up is the how. How to start mining in 2023 and beyond.